This is my Hatchhyack extra Unison deck. 1 copy of the leader. 4 demonic absorption. 4 max power command map. 4 power burst. 4 instant transmission 10-time command map. 4 dirty burst. 4 weak cohesion. 4 senzu beam. 4 photon wave. 4 tap and saver from run out of time. 4 radish strength. 4 SS go 10 substitute Unison. 4 Majumbu assault of the agents of destruction. 4 SS Goku protect of the earth. 4 Toa Dark Demon Realm Sciences, and 4 SS4 Broly Prismatic Burst. Alright, so as you can see, no battle cards. Essentially no combo power. Technically we have pseudo combo power through Demonic Absorption, Senzu Beam, and Broly's Auto. So we have somewhat combo-like abilities to those cards. Other than that, everything is just negates, negates. Right, board wipe. Blocker, right? You get the idea. Obviously, we know with the leader, it limits our opponent's battle cards from attacking to 7 or less for one time. So if they have anything that's 8 costs or higher, that can attack as well. And then, of course, this doesn't affect leaders or Unison. So on average, your opponent will have at least 3 attacks per turn. So the idea is to at least try to stop 2 of those attacks and just take 1 hit, right? So stop what you don't want to take and then take what you can, right? Typically, you should be able to stop a lot of attacks. Like I said, this has an active battle you can play for free to give your leader or a battle card 5k boost. Obviously, there's no battle card in this deck, so you're only really going to use that for your leader if you need to. And then it has the ability, the essential leader card is black. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and bury it, and send it to a warp. So this is some spot removal for any problematic battle card you need to get rid of. Max power command man can negate an attack. Then you may choose 4 cards from your drop area. Send them to warp. If you do, you can add this card back to your hand, and you can't activate copies of this card for the turn. So it's a reusable negate. And then active main, choose 1 of your opponent's cards with an energy cost greater than their current energy and send it to the warp. So it's another way of getting rid of a problematic card, especially anything high cost, especially anything 8 and higher, because those aren't affected by the leader's effect. So you want to prevent your opponent from having extra attacks. Power burst, of course, counter attack, negate attack. Sparking 5, if you have 5 or more cards in your drop, you can play this card free by taking a card from your life, add it to your hand. So this comes in handy when you're tapped out. Instant transmission 10-time command, negates an attack. And then we can reuse it by paying 1 black energy. Then we choose 2 cards in our hand, set them. Man, awkward shit, man. Stuff I go through in my life. Awkward situation, man. Middle of a deck profile, suddenly I gotta go save a life. The person is good now. They should be halfway or already at the hospital now. So it was good. I had to take a breather for a bit to let my adrenaline go down. That was a very stressful situation. Had to be it was the only person that was actually trying to solve the problem, not just flip out about it. Still don't feel so good. Adrenaline's a hell of a thing. Alright. Plus I'm tired. It's freaking 7 in the morning on Halloween and shit happens. Anyway. Don't even remember what I was talking about. There's a whole bunch of negates in the deck. You see there's this, it's a blue-black deck. You're on average, you're not going to be awakening, but if you want to awaken, that's on you. But typically, you're just going to start charging blue. Because the sooner you start getting, your 2s and your 3-drop Unisons out there and start, attacking your opponent and doing damage, get them down, get them down to 0, right? Which is always the goal. And then, of course, got, cards that can help us get rid of, clear our opponent's board, get rid of any problematic cards. So it's a very important thing to have is the ability to attack. Obviously, we need attack power because it'd be hard for this whole deck to be just extra cards because unless the extra cards burn, you're not really going to be doing no damage, right? So, obviously the good thing about Unison is that they do have attack power, right? So you can attack them. So it's not like you can't deal damage with this deck. You can obviously deal damage with it. But your main defense is, using the Unisons to block, using your negates to negate, right? And sometimes just taking a hit. Can't stop everything, but stop what you can, right? Stop what matters, like double strike, triple strike, quadruple strike, the usual. Then, just let your skills guide you the rest, right? 30 burst is pretty nice because it's both a counterattack and a counterplay, so it depends on how you use it. If you use it for its counterplay, you pay 1 to play it and then 1 to trigger its counterplay, which lets you draw a card and then your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy cost 7 or more for the turn. So this is very useful for one of the issues that Hatchhyack players deal with is the fact that our opponent will try to get extra attacks by playing 8 costs and higher. So this being able to stop 7 and higher is useful. That way they can only try to attack with 6 and less. We're always trying to reduce how many times our opponent can attack, so that way it reduces how many times we have to try to stop them from attacking, right? and stop them from stop and prevent taking damage. So we can always get that extra turn, so we can always make that extra play and swing and get that extra battle phase of our own. That's what we always want, extra turns so we can take our opponent down, right? Chip out their life little by little. A bunch of our cards are 19Ks, 20Ks. This can get up to 50K plus. The right amount of energy. 15s, 20s. So we got a lot of... So since they're strong, you don't have to combo. You just swing, no combo. Swing, no combo. The usual. And some of these have the ability to restand, like Raditz plus 0 ability lets you draw a card, restand. I gotta keep the hand size thick. This has dual attack, so you can attack, restand, and then use it to block. This, can restand with its active main, and it's double striking as a blocker. So obviously, with double strike, it increases your chances, of winning because you're dealing more damage. And then it's a blocker. Plus, it has the auto to let you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom at their deck. You can use, and that's when your opponent attacks with a battle card. So if they attack your leader, you just trigger this auto and just send that battle card to the drop, or send something else. Typically, you want to use this on anything that might be 8 costs and higher. Use that auto on. Like you can use, you'll use the auto to get rid of anything 8 and higher, right? And then use this because it's a blocker. Use it to block whatever they were attacking with, and there you go. And that will help you stop, 2 potential threats to your leader. And as I mentioned before, Broly not only gets strong for the markers he has, he also has the ability that you can -1 marker to choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost greater than their energy and send it to the orb. So it has built-in spot removal for a battle card, so that's always good. Then it gets 5K for every marker it has on it, so the more you pay, the stronger he gets, just for your turn. It's just a 10K in your opponent's turn. And then he has the auto that you remove as many markers as you want when your leader card is attacked. So it's an auto, not active battle, so if you don't negate, make sure you trigger this effect so you can, give your leader a power boost for that attack. And then after that, your opponent will combo. Then you will combo, which you technically don't have the ability to. But if you have Senzu Beam, which is an active battle, and you have Demonic Absorption, which is also active battle, these have the ability to essentially give you a power boost combined with that. So essentially, technically have combo power in that situation. So that type of in that situation, we got some board wipe through the effect of Goku, and through a photonic wave, they bounce it back to their opponent's hand. But it's it's better than the battle card staying on the field, right? This can with its -3, lets you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of the deck, ignoring barriers. So a little bit of board wipe there. This -2 can bounce a battle card to your opponent's hand. This -4, you can take your opponent's battle cards, so that's another way to essentially remove. This can, it has a active main where you -2, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, negate its skills for the turn, and then put it under this card. So this is useful against any battle card. This says that it has the skill that it can't be removed. Well, this will remove it. It will negate the skill and then allow you to place it under this. I don't know the ruling for this card exactly, but I'm gonna go with the idea that it has to stay on the board for you to put a card under it, right? Logically. So you pay 3 to play this, and then -2 to use its effect. You want it to have at least 1 marker so it can stay on the field, right, and grab your opponent's battle card. Then of course swing with it. So this is you can play turn 2, to start swinging at your opponent. But typically you might want to save it for like turn 3 and above. This might really need the ability to -2. A good scenario would be to play this for 5, -2, and take something away, and if it's still on the field, -2 again the following turn, take another battle card off the field. Right, so it has use in that regards. So it's more to help you get rid of something, like a real problematic card. So it's a bit of a removal card. Plus, it's a 15k body. Unlike this will help you remove something, but you don't get to swing or deal damage, right? This is a removal spell, as it were, but it can't attack. So that's the benefits of Unisons. They're kind of like extra cards that can attack. So that's the way I always look at them. So this is the extra Unison deck. Everything here is typically self-explanatory. Towa, she has the +0 ability where you can discard a card from your hand and choose one of your opponent's battle cards. Energy cost 3 or less on Warp it, so it helps you further take battle cards off your opponent's board. So you only have to really contend with is leader swing, Unison swings typically, which you should be able to deal with. Reddit's definitely one of your MVP blockers because of the fact that he can, being 19k, he can definitely stop a leader swing. His leaders tend to be just 15 all the time. Unless your opponent combos, then they're just giving up resources just to try to take this thing down. And then, this can potentially stop a 15k or less Unison. So this could stop a leader and a Unison swing, and then all you have to do is just negate a battle card swing with regular negates, preferably one of your reusable ones, so that way you're never really negging. You always have the ability to defend yourself. And yeah, that's the end of the video.